Hello, 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 and welcome to Tone on a Budget. This is going to be the best of review. All right, if you guys have been watching the channel, past few years I've reviewed a lot of gear. Most of it's bass oriented, and a lot of it's been basses. I've reviewed amplifiers, I've reviewed bass guitars, I've reviewed electric guitars, I've reviewed synthesizers, I've reviewed um, mixers and all kinds of stuff. Okay, uh, to help you guys make a more educated decision when you buy this stuff online, because even if you live in a major city and you have a store like Sam Ash or Guitar Center, or you live in out in Fort Wayne, you got Sweetwater, which is that's probably, I think, one of the best brick and mortar sellers out there. Plus, they have a huge online presence. I do a lot of business with them. Um, you can't try these things out before you buy them. You got to buy them. They get shipped to you, and you play them, and you got usually the big sellers like Sweetwater. They give you 45 days to send it back. If you don't like it, you just pay the return shipping, and you may have to pay a restocking fee. That's not the way we used to buy. We used to walk into the music store and pick it up and play it and decide whether we liked it or not. The problem is, and I see this. I live in the Chicago area. I'm 40 miles from Chicago. Okay, around me, I have um, two guitar centers within 30 minutes. One in Algonquin, Illinois, and one in Arlington Heights, Illinois. And then, I mean, there's a guitar center in Chicago. There's two South Side suburban guitar centers. Um, the problem is, all they stock is really low grade stuff. They don't even stock the higher end, you know, offerings for the Asian manufactured stuff. Which is, personally, that's what I'm buying. I'm looking at the higher end Asian manufactured. I've had several U.S. made instruments. Just recently, I had four U.S. made basses come through here. Three of them were Gibsons, and one of them was the Rickenbacker. The Rickenbacker is the only one that stayed. The Gibsons are gone. All three Gibsons are history. Um, Most of the Fenders that have come through here are history. I have one uh, electric bass and one acoustic guitar made by Fender, and that's all that stayed because Fender lately is their quality control has sucked. Um, so I only have a few instruments that I reviewed that stayed here, and the rest were gone. And I do a lot of buying, selling, trading. People give me things. They just say, "Hey, tell me what you think of this. Do a review on this." So I do it. That being said, okay, there's one bass that has come through here that stands out above all the others. Okay, now there is a runner-up to that got really close, but there was a couple of things that disqualified it from being the number one bass that I've reviewed. Okay, and that bass was the Sterling Ray 35. That is the runner-up. That is a very high quality bass. There was two things that disqualified it from being the number one bass that I reviewed. Um, One was its weight. It's a heavy bass. It weighs over 10 pounds. I think I weighed this one. It came to 10.4 pounds. Not a lightweight bass at all. And there was one cosmetic issue that I had with it. The jack plate was mounted crooked. It wasn't on straight. The guy had one flipping job, drill the holes and mount the plate, and he couldn't get it right, and it's crooked. So okay, I mean, not a big deal. It's functionally it's fine. The bass plays fine. It sounds fine. It sets up fine. The frets are great. The quality of the instrument is incredible, but because of its weight and that one cosmetic issue, it was disqualified for the number one slot for the basses that I've reviewed in the past few years, which have been several. If you've been watching the channel, you know that I've had my hands on a lot of stuff. Okay, but there was one bass that stood out above all the others. I have it right here. Um, fit, finish, feel, playability, engineering of the instrument, um, sound of the instrument. All it checked all of the boxes, every one of them. I've had the bass for a while now, and I have gone over it. I've gigged with it. I've rehearsed with it, um, and I could find no flaws, for one, in the finish or the build. Um, it's just a gorgeous instrument. Anyway, I'm gonna reveal my pick for number one bass from 2023. Okay, and they're still available today. This is an under $1,000 bass. It comes in under the $1,000 mark. It is made in Indonesia, um, and the quality of this instrument is incredible. I'll put it next to any U.S. made bass, unless it's a custom shop, super crazy beautiful bass that a luthier actually had a lot of hands-on time with. It wasn't cut by a machine. Okay, this bass I would put next to any standard U.S. bass, and I mean that means Fender, that means Gibson, that means Rickenbacker. Um, this thing will hold its own with all of them. All right, here it is. The Yamaha BB 735. This bass, I mean, I'm serious. I cannot find a flaw in this instrument. It's light. It's like right around 9 pounds, maybe a little under 9 pounds. Let's see if I can look at the action. I dialed in a gorgeous action on this thing. This thing is so easy to play. Okay, and you can see the neck is really straight. There's no relief on it at all. It's straight. It has. They made a change for this model. They installed standard sized pickups, so that if you don't like these, you can take them out and you can put in some Bartolinis or some EMGs, because they're standard size. They'll fit right in the holes. All you got to do is wire them up. Okay, that's one of the things. This thing has a gorgeous. They call it a coffee burst. You can see the grain of the wood. It's a gorgeous finish on the body. The neck is finished in black satin, but it's very smooth. Okay, there is zero fret sprout, no sharp frets at all up and down the neck. The back is also finished in the same coffee burst finish. It has a volume, blend, bass, mid, and treble control. Just gorgeous. And then there's this, which makes this thing so versatile. Not only are you versatile, from the EQing standpoint of having three controls here and a blend and a volume, you've got this switch. And what this switch does is up, it's passive. And when it's in passive mode, the treble knob is the tone control for both pickups. Your bass and mid-range don't work when it's in passive mode. Your volume and blend do. So you got volume, blend, and tone when it's in passive mode. When it's in active mode, you have all three. This This thing is it's an incredible bass. Like I said, fit and finish are gorgeous. The engineering is incredible. Look at this. It has a 6-bolt mounting system, and the two on the end in the body are miters. So they go in, instead of going straight in, they go in on an angle, and they pull the neck into the body. And then the other 4 pull it down onto the body. It's into the neck pocket. It's incredible. I put the strap locks on it. It came with standard strap nuts. It's got standard open gear tuners that are black chrome. It's got these inlays, and this neck just feels fantastic. All right, I'm gonna mute the microphone, and I'm gonna fire up this bass. I'm gonna play it, and I'll go between active and passive, and then we'll wrap this up. Anywho, the Yamaha BB735A. This is my number one pick. This bass, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. All right. This is Yamaha's top of the line Indonesian manufacturer. The only one higher than this is their Japanese manufacturer, and that's a $2,000+ base US. This thing will stand right next to it. In fact, this thing shares all of the same specs as that over $2,000 Japanese manufactured bass. Same woods, same finishes. It's actually, I think it's got a couple different finishes, but it has this finish. Same neck mounting system, same everything. All the weights are the same. Everything is the same. The pickups are even the same. The only difference that I have seen between this one and the Japanese model, the BBP 35, is it's not active. The BBP 35 is a passive bass. It only has 3 controls. It's got volume, volume, tone. That's it. Okay. This one is more versatile than the over $2,000 Japanese model because it's active and it can go passive too. So basically, it can do exactly what the BBP 35 does, plus more. Very versatile bass. You could play any genre on this bass. You could dial in any EQ setting you want. It's just, this is the number one bass that's out there today that I've had my hands on. And I've had my hands on Epiphones. I've had my hands on the Mexican Fenders and didn't like those. I've had my hands on the Schecters. I've had my hands on the Specters. I've had my hands on Steinberger. And like I said, my Rickenbacker is my number one bass. That's a U.S. made bass. I've had my hands on Gibsons and Music Man and Sterling, and for tone on a budget, this is it right here. I think this is the best bass available on the market today for under $1,000. I don't think you're going to touch the quality of this thing from any other manufacturer. And honestly, some of the manufacturers aren't even coming close to what Yamaha is giving you at this price point. I cannot believe the quality in this under $1,000 bass made in Indonesia. All right, guys, that's it. This has been Tone on a Budget's number one bass of 2023. This is it. Yamaha BB 735A, folks. So I hope this has been helpful. As always, leave your comments below. I love interacting with everybody. Be cool. Don't be a jerk. If you're a jerk, you're out of here. And you'll never post on any of my stuff ever again. So be nice. That's all I ask. Have a good day. Thanks for tuning in. Peace and God bless.